On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the new Funko Alien ReAction figures. We're having a look today at the Alien. Warning, choking hazard, small parts. These are not recommended for children under 3 years of age, but these are a really awesome, and I'm probably going to say it a couple more times during the course of these reviews, really awesome retro designed figures based on the Alien property. It's not to say that it's just the Alien property that Funko is going to be producing. Oh no, they are going to be producing other ReAction figures as well. Before we have a look at the figures, and certainly the other figures that are going to make up this line, this packaging is phenomenal. Looking at this looks like something that would have been on the pegs back in 1984, 1985, when Spot was originally buying toys as a kid. It looks like something that would have been produced by the likes of Kenner, where you've got like a cardboard back card section, and then the individual bubble around the figure down below. Spot obviously will be opening this, and we'll be looking at, again, a better look at the figure, but this is the kind of line, not only really just with the aliens, but the other properties that they're going to be covering. This is the kind of line that you want to keep sealed. This is something that looks beautiful, just putting it up on a peg on your wall. On the back of the package, collect all 5 ReAction figures. They've even got the font in something similar to a Kenner design. This actually comes to us from Funko and Super 7. You can go to reactionfigures.com to learn not only more about the Alien line, but of the other lines that they've got slated as well. You can also, to Funko.com, you can also go to www.facebook.com/Original Funko. You can also follow them on Twitter at Original Funko as well. Collect all 5. Let's bring the camera in here. Collect all 5. You can get the Xenomorph Alien. There's Ripley, Kane, Dallas, and Ash. It says relive the exciting action of Alien with authentically detailed ReAction figures. Start your own collection of sturdy plastic posable figures. Each measures 3.5 to 4 inches tall. All have movable parts and all ready for space adventures. What I am going to do, though, is going to take a break. Going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Alien figure from ReAction. More anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so I will admit, this is not a line that's geared towards everybody. A kid nowadays may pick this figure up and not be able to appreciate it on the same level that I think this line was geared towards, and that's more so the age bracket like myself. The people that were back in the 80s collecting the Star Wars movie figures, the ones that were collecting the G.I. Joe figures, the ones that were collecting the Mask figures, all figures back then that were known for having a lot of figures, but the figures themselves weren't super articulated. In fact, characters such as the Star Wars characters really relied so much on just standard swivel in the head, swivel in the waist, or swivel in the arms, swivel in the legs. That is the market that these clearly are being geared towards. The detailing is quite nice on them, but obviously looking at them, I'm looking at them in awe as I would as a kid looking at these if this line was available then. The face is quite nice, actually, and really in the same nature of the old 80s Kenner figures. There's not a lot of paint. In fact, the majority of what you see detail-wise is just in the sculpt. There is no real paint to bring out a lot of these details. The Xenomorph does have his clear dome over the top, very similar to how he did in the movie. And actually, the dome itself, let's just bring the camera back a little bit. The dome itself you can actually take off. Just take this whole section right off. So if you wanted to, you could kind of cheat. You could have this as also an Aliens Xenomorph as well. But what you can do is there's a little lever right here, and when you bring that forward, you can retract his secondary mouth. It's a very small piece of plastic. Not all really super detailed, but again, that's not the whole point of this line. You'll also see there's these sections right here as well. These sections do glow in the dark. You just have to hold them up to lighting. And we'll just get the dome put back over top here. It snaps into place and it seems to hold on there really well, so I don't have to worry that this is going to be shifting and falling off the figure. Scale-wise, I wish I still had some of my old Star Wars figures. They have long since, unfortunately, parted ways with me, but scale-wise, I think they would be a good scale with the Xenomorph here. His hands are also very different in the fact that, well, for starters, they're long arms, which makes sense to the way the Xenomorph was built. It really had a lot of elongated parts. The hands, though, do have almost like 2 thumbs, 4 fingers. You can also put him really in a gesture where he's leaning, lunging towards poor Obi. I can imagine poor Obi-Wan Kenobi having to face one of the Xenomorphs here. Aside from really the articulation in the hands, and also, just put that back on, aside from the articulation in the head, the Xenomorph, the alien, also has articulation in the legs. He has peg points, peg holes on the undersides of his feet. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't come with any sort of display base. He does also have a swivel in the tail, so you can rotate the tail. So depending on how you want him displayed, you can either have the tail down or also the tail up if you prefer as well. It's a sturdier plastic in the tail, so you're not going to be able to move it all that much. But I like the coloring. They didn't go with a black. They kind of went with something that you would expect with a retro line. And again, it's just a beautiful looking piece. Geared towards someone nowadays, like I said before, probably not. This line, as well as really a lot of the other ReAction line that Funko is going to be producing. We've seen some pictures of the Predator. I think they're also producing a Marty McFly Back to the Future. It looks like they're really going to be approaching this line as a brand new franchise, really, releasing retro designed figures. Personally, Spot is on board with everything that they're going to be producing. I love the look of these aliens, and really, as only the sad part I have in all of this is I wish I still had my Kenner Star Wars figures that I could pit this alien against. I think I would have a blast doing that. The alien, for what it is, and again, factoring in the fact that this is clearly a retro designed line, the alien, I'm going to give him a 7. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the new Funko Alien ReAction figures. Today we're having a look at the Alien, and certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have a look at the other figures in this lineup as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.